Should we push the
All
camera
right.
a little bit further back?
We can do whatever you want because we are live.
We are live.
Yep. Yeah, we are. So here we are. Sorry, we had to do a little bit of a setup. So I can scoot up a little bit. You can probably scoot up a little bit, and
Yep,
we will
yep.
be in good shape.
All right.
And yep. And
All
then
right.
we're in good shape.
We are
Yes.
going. We are going.
Yes. Hope anyone's
Yeah.
watching us. Anyone?
I'm watching us.
All right.
Yeah. I'm the one person watching.
Oh, I think we are. I am too, maybe. But it's
Well,
okay.
no, you're the guy running the show. You don't
Yeah.
count.
Oh,
but,
okay.
But my phone is watching.
All right. So here we go. So welcome back, Luke.
Welcome back, Eric.
Yes, we have just gotten back from Giant Robot Hawaii, where we had an exhibition with Luke, Yosuke, Hunts, Lou, Lisa Kogawa, and Death P. Sun
Mr. Death P. Sun.
at Ars Cafe.
Yes.
And so I guess we're going to start right away with our top 5.
Ooh, here
Let's
we
go do it. Am I first?
Yeah, you're
sure?
up to bat. Yes.
Okay, well, here we go. Number one, Poke. Poke. Okay.
Okay, wait. You know what? Just to kind of streamline this, that's where I started to.
Poke.
Okay.
Okay, so Poke is number one.
Yeah.
We ate some pretty good Pokes. I guess everything you could say is maybe better than what you would get here in the mainland.
Everything we had is levels up
Yeah.
from even like the worst, and like we had 3 meals of poke,
Yeah.
and even the worst one, the obvious third placer.
Was still better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, Poke, though. Just so you know, if you live here and you have that Chipotle-style experience when you get your Poke here in Los Angeles, let's say, or many other cities, just know that you are doing something stupid.
Or you're doing something that no Hawaiian would ever consider
Yeah.
poke.
So it doesn't work that way there. Basically, Poke in Hawaii is another story. You can get it at a Poke shop, but usually you see it in great quantity at a time. It's not like you got this little tiny scoop. I mean, everything's big.
Yeah, it's like 2/3 fish, 1/3 rice.
Yeah, exactly. So just go with that. And there is no corn that you put on it.
They don't put corn or avocado.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's some people that will entertain avocado because avocado is pretty amazing. But corn, yeah, that's not happening. Edamame, not going to happen.
What else? I mean, what are the other items that Poke in Los Angeles have?
They'll do that
trying to remember.
that vinegar cucumber kind of salad thing.
Yeah. I guess it could happen in Hawaii. I mean, but it's. I don't think you're asking for it. I think it just comes with it.
Right.
So it's not like you're like, I'll add that. Like you hopefully get a.
No, you do not get fresh fast in the same way you would in like California Chipotle style, poke.
Yeah.
They have their shit is ready made most of the time. They have gigantic troughs of it, and they usually have a couple variations you could choose from.
Yeah.
And they go big. They go big. Even their mini, which is a sizable thing. And then they have like the 3 different choices of rice. You have the brown rice, the white rice, and then
there was sushi rice
and the sushi rice.
Yeah.
And even like the most and even that's a point of contention because talking to Rex, he was kind of like saying like frowning upon like hot white rice on poke.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying like no. I can't even imitate his accent, but like, that's no good.
You almost got it.
I am apparently an honorary Moke. So.
Yeah. So that was just number one, and there is so much to say about poke, in my opinion. I mean, we can talk about this for an hour, but maybe we'll get back to it.
Yeah, let's get back to it.
Okay, so I want to get to my top 5.
Yeah.
My top 5, actually, I wrote 7 things, but okay. Number 2, now we kind of touched upon it just now. Rex Rex Freitas is his name. I mean, I don't want to discount like all the people that took care of us out there, but like there's something about the locals, and I guess they're included, man.
He was my number one, man.
Yeah, there's all these, like, the locals in Hawaii are amazing. I don't know how to explain it. So there's locals that we know for a long time, and then there's like locals that are just like they are Hawaii, like.
Yeah, they have that, like,
I don't know
that Hawaiian accent.
Yeah, the pidgin accent, but I mean they're really I don't know. There's a heart to them that I can't explain.
They embody that, like, genuine aloha-ness.
Yeah, and I mean all the people that took care of us, and we also hung out with a guy named Rex Freitas, who's a toy fan, but then he's our fan too, I guess, and took care of us really well. But just the warmth and greatness of it's amazing. I don't think you'll get that in a lot of places.
No,
not like that. Not it's just amazing. Anyways, locals.
At least not in North America.
Yeah,
you might get it in Asia. But,
yeah,
not in North America.
Yeah, I want to talk about number 3 thing I enjoyed there, which maybe it's just me. Kay's Crack Seed, my favorite shop. Kay's Crack Seed in Manoa Valley.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love crack seed. Grew up eating it, and this shop is amazing because the grandma, or actually the mom, the mother who doesn't work there, makes the brine that the seed goes into. So it is actually custom made. It's not just straight from a package and dumped into, it's like you go to a candy store, and you buy gummy bears. I mean, no one's making gummy bears there.
No.
This place actually makes some of the things that are in those glass jars that when you say, I want a half a pound of this, you're getting a half a pound of their love.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why I like Kay's Crack Seed.
Yeah. It was interesting.
Yeah, I'm into it. So and it's weird that it's generational. Maybe I'm among the last of the generations that are going to be getting that, because I guess the young people now get, like, what's it called? They drink icy with Lee Hing powder in it, but they don't really eat the crack seed, which I like. So I dropped $40.
Yeah.
Crack seed.
Crack seed.
Anyway, let's see. Okay, number 4, the USS Utah.
Dude, that's also on my list.
No, it's mine. Anyways, so I mean, I could say the USS Missouri, but that's like a big ship. But I really like the moment that we actually went and saw the USS Utah, which is just like a piece of rusty ship, barely breaking the water. But it was just like a memorial for it, and and that was...
It's all in Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, it's World War II, Pearl Harbor. We got to see it from the military side, I guess. I don't know if anyone could just see that, but we got to see it from the military side, and we... I'm not going to, it's not like we prayed or anything, but it was just amazing to see, and I don't know, I felt like that was a, personal tribute anyway, that I got to visit it, and thought that was rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Props to Zollis.
Yeah, but we saw the USS Missouri, too, which is a giant warship. I mean, that one's like preserved and in good shape. But, the Utah is just like this rusty heap that you can just barely see. And so that's the underdog, man.
Yeah.
I got to give that props.
It was a destroyer rather than a battleship, which are smaller, much smaller. And yeah, it's in the Pearl Harbor, there's a memorial along with the more popular Arizona, and but you could actually like walk up to, whereas the Arizona memorial is no longer accessible because I think of age, and also because like the dock that visitors would approach the memorial to is no longer accessible. This one you could just drive up, park, and walk up.
Awesome.
Here.
Oh, and really quick, so that was number 4, but Yosuke Yamamoto says Aloha from Hilo.
Aloha!
Our travel mate is in Hilo. And Herman Cortez, aloha to you. I don't know if you're on the islands, but aloha. I don't know who Herman Cortez is. Stavi, hello from Atlanta. Albert Reyes, what's up, he says. Straight up from L.A. So, okay, and number 5 for me, the podcast. We appeared on the Flesh Hour podcast, number 5.
Our lists are almost fucking identical.
And I want to give props to the Flesh Hour podcast crew for having us on. I think you could listen to it. I haven't listened to it yet or looked at it, but I think it must be online now. so I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet either.
Yeah, but I think the Flesh Hour it's called, and we make an appearance on the latest episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hello, Jacob Scott from Northern California. Hello.
Aloha.
Anyway, so that was my top 5. Luke Chu, fire away. The original. Come on.
Poke.
No. You can't. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Poke was up there.
All right.
Flush Hour was next.
All right.
You know, that was a fun one.
Yeah.
Like Yosuke and I went deep into freaking anime nerddom. That
wasn't on the podcast though.
Well,
right?
we kind of dived into it.
Okay.
You know.
But I know that I learned that both of you are anime geeks.
Yeah.
And there was a day, I think it was Saturday. I think literally you went 2 hours plus talking about it because we went and ate lunch. No, I'm sorry. We went and got coffee. Mm-hmm. We went and got coffee, and on the way, the coffee's a walk. I mean, it's not like it's 5 minutes away. It might be 15 or 20. We went for a nice walk. You started the anime conversation on that walk, and then that thing went all the way back up to the hotel room while we're sitting on the bed, and Yosuke's on his sofa seat, and that conversation went for at least another hour or maybe more.
Yeah, Yosuke and I went pretty deep into our anime nerddom.
Yeah, and Yosuke held his own, which I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
He hides it well.
He hides it really well.
Yeah.
I need to learn something from him.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But it makes sense. I mean, he is, from Japan. He grew up with, anime. And, that's not anime isn't something that, you just kind of like or don't like in Japan. It's part of the fabric of, popular culture.
But this isn't. Okay, so you're right. He grew up with it, but he's still watching it on the DL.
Yeah. That is true. That is true. And that's the reason why he and I could rap like that.
I mean, and he moved here when he was 15. I'm going to guess that he either watched anime secretly while he was here and he was 15 in high school, or he's picked it back up and is just into it.
It's called midlife crisis.
Damn.
It happens.
All right.
Okay.
And he did show me, by the way, so number 1 for you is Poke. Number 1 for me is Poke.
Yeah.
Yosuke today texted me a photo of Poke that looked amazing, and he said it beats all the ones we've had.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm
sure. We're eating in fucking Waikiki, man. The biggest tourist trap of fucking the Hawaiian Islands.
That first one was pretty good. It was called Off the Hook.
Yeah, it was good. But, but everyone else is going to, we heard it from the locals, Off the Hook.
Oh, but then there was a little bit of contention there.
Yeah.
The person who said that was also deemed to be an idiot. That he is wrong. So those words weren't used. I'm just saying. But I mean, but the one in Hilo, Yosuke said was made by a sushi chef, and therefore he knows the raw fish. Oh, he understands the green. He understands the molecules better. Anyway,
I know. He uses special knives to cut so it doesn't destroy the flesh. Probably
he understands. So nonetheless.
After that, Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Dude, our buddy Zalis, new friend of, a buddy of ours.
Yeah.
He works on the USS Missouri. So
I thought he was a security guard, but obviously he's not. He kind of works in an office.
Yeah, he works in the office.
He's not a guard, I guess.
No, but he works with security there, and he was able to get us onto the island, I guess it is that.
It's called Ford Island.
Oh,
yeah.
And
I heard it's 3 miles around. That's how big that island is. If you jog it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would not want to go jogging on that island at the time when we were there because it was fucking hot.
Yes.
But that's the reason why we were able to experience the USS Utah Memorial, because that's not something that people who don't have military passes can just have access to.
I kind of didn't even know about it. I didn't know. I was like, oh, I didn't know.
No, yeah, we went right by this gigantic radar dome thing that was amazing to see, because you're driving by it and you see it looks huge, but as you're passing right next to that thing, it is fucking huge.
Yeah.
And then he was able to get us onto the USS Missouri, and we were able to see areas that are usually off limits to normal people. Mm-hmm. It made the trip pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome, and that was a very short bit of the trip. But I really like when you go to Hawaii. The rad thing is I guess it's normal or not normal, but they get you lays, the flowery things that are itchy, I guess.
Yes.
And kind of irritating. But I guess if you wear a collared shirt, maybe it kind of hangs around your collar and it won't bother your neck. Anyways, it was kind of nice. I mean, people bring those. They're thoughtful enough to pick it up ahead of time. And I don't really understand the real custom as to what it is, like what's going on with that. I mean,
Maybe it's for guests.
yeah, it's for guests, but
Guests of honor.
is
or
it like
something
a
that.
high five? I mean, or is it like is it for real? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm wondering if that is something that you do from when you're a kid all the way till, forever type of thing.
Well,
Or is,
weren't you telling me like even like
is-
say those Hawaiian shirts that like you
Yeah.
see like all over the place at
Sure.
every ABC store and whatever.
well, maybe there's good ones and bad ones, but yeah.
But like that's considered formal wear.
Yeah,
in
I
Hawaii.
think so. Yeah, like or
Yeah.
at least cocktail attire, which usually is a coat and shirt and tie, not a tuxedo. That's different, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, I think people get married wearing those things like pretty
Makes
often.
sense to me.
It's not a big deal. So
Makes sense to me. They probably
I guess what a lei thing is just like there must be hundreds of years of history behind what
probably
that exactly means.
longer than
Yeah.
like probably
Maybe.
more than maybe like more than many millennia.
Yeah.
kinda
So
thing.
I was kind of glad that instead of keeping it and watching it just rot and throw it away, we actually left it at the USS Utah Memorial.
Yeah.
We
Good.
added.
Well, we saw some dried up ones.
Yeah.
Like hanging off.
So
of
we
the
added 8
flagpole.
fresh ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. that was
So
nice.
in case you're listening, folks, if you gave us one, that's where it ended up.
Except for the snack one.
Oh, the snack one. So good. I started eating that already. Yeah, like some Lays do have oh, yeah, you're right. The snack one it's a lei made out of like candies, like all individually wrapped packages.
A lot of I had people commenting on it when I posted a picture.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, me wearing it like with like super expensive lemonade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Anyway, so I'm thankful of all that.
So my number 4 is Ars Cafe. Like, that was, we've been there. You and I have done 3 kind of events there.
Yeah.
Right. And the first one was
Well,
the
two events, yeah.
3 events.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. The first event was, or was it 2? Feels like 3.
2.
Feels like 3.
Because one was at Pioneer Saloon, like you did a signing type of thing.
No,
there.
one was at the museum.
Yeah, museum for sure. Then it was Ars Cafe,
Cafe.
and Ars Cafe.
Yeah, and then Ars Cafe again.
Yeah.
So
That's
the first time was it was the museum, right?
Yeah, which is up in the hills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was super nice,
Oh yeah.
And then we did Ars Cafe.
Uh-huh.
And you know what that felt like? I went, oh. Because, like, I got spoiled by the museum.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and I
then
think those that seen pictures of the museum one were all like, there's others that were like, oh, I want to be in that. I want to do that. And I'm like, well, we're doing it, but it's not there. Yeah. But then sometimes some people can't wipe that out of their minds. Like they've only seen that.
Yeah.
So they think the next place is going to be just like that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, wah, wah. I know.
Yeah, but-
I know.
But coming back, I was like, oh, it's nice.
It is nice.
It's a nice space.
No, it is a really nice space.
It's
Yeah.
it's cute. I mean, like, it is a cafe.
Yeah.
Mind you.
So Luke is showing in cafes, everybody.
got
a cafe?
Luke is fallen from the gallery, museum horse and is back on the cafe circuit. But but it's also Hawaii, and we'll go get deeper into all this later on, but it's
Yeah.
it was a nice space, and like the cafe part were very generous
Yeah.
with their beverages.
Oh yeah, we got free coffees and whatnot.
Yeah,
and I think you got a free pastry. I didn't know. I would have got myself a few of those,
I
but
got
didn't
free
know.
pastry.
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah,
and,
no, thank you to them.
And they brought out hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
For our event,
Yeah.
and the girls who worked at
my
the thing
gosh.
were the equivalent of booth babes.
I think they were the prettiest females I think I saw among the whole trip.
Oh,
Were
yeah.
all at one cafe, like working there.
Yeah, working.
That was
Locals,
crazy. Yeah, that was crazy.
know,
it was true. I think they were like I think we met 1, 2, 3, at least 4.
4.
You counted. Yeah.
Well, there was 2 and 2, and anyways.
Yeah, but they were all like knockouts. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
They were very sweet and very nice.
Yeah.
And very professional. So it was
maybe that's just the norm. That's what they all look like.
No,
No. Okay,
because
no.
we've been to other businesses. Like, but Ars Cafe, people, the ladies of Ars Cafe are like, top shelf.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I wonder if they like art.
I have no idea.
Okay.
They seem artsy.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. You got to like if you like.
We hope so, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'm not sure if they're arty. They just might be the hottest female workers at a cafe on the island. That could just be it.
Maybe.
Anyways,
maybe I don't know. But
props to them, and I assume they're great people.
Yeah.
At least I hope so. So that's cool.
They were provided us with good coffee. They
did, and their hospitality. They're cool.
Yeah, they were very cool. And and finally Rex. Again, like, we ended like we met up with him on our 3rd day there when we were doing the night market. He was like super cool, and like he was talking a solid game, and like was like, dude, next time you come to Hawaii, like you should come over and have a meal and blah blah blah. And then on our last day, like we decided
within the last hour of our last day.
Yeah, like like Lofa, our
our chaperone,
our
friend, chaperone,
buddy,
everything,
like the guy who kind of like helps coordinate all this, with us, gets a call and like it's Rex, and he's like, come over. I've got like a ton of amazing legit Hawaiian food, and he had a ton of legit Hawaiian food.
Yeah, that's like part that. So he lived in I can't remember the area. It starts with a P.
Such a cute neighborhood.
It starts with a P. It's like a valley.
Dude, I don't know any of the names.
Palua Valley or something like that.
Yeah, it was literally like he was explaining to us like this is like the valley itself is only like 1 block.
Yeah. That the bottom of the valley or the width of the valley is a block, and then after that it's hills. And he said, I bought house and can't do it,
dude.
87 or 89, 120,000 now 1.2 million.
Weren't you telling me like like about like Mokes and Titas?
And I didn't. I just learned about it on this trip for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know anything about where that comes from or anything.
Right. But Mokes are like the super locals.
Local bros, I guess, kind of. And then the Titas are like the ones who are. I guess I don't even know, man.
Yeah, the female version of a moke.
I guess, yeah, and they often have a bun on their head, on top of their head.
Yeah. And would he be considered a moke?
I guess they said so, but I don't. I feel like Mokes is like I don't know.
Is it more of a gangsta thing?
I felt like it, but maybe he's not. I mean, they're kind of saying he's a moke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like he had like freaking.
Does a moke just mean a pure local?
I want to believe it does.
So anyways, he has the pigeon accent, very thick, to the point where maybe you don't understand what he's saying.
No, but I mean, I get the gist of it, but
it's all in like friendliness. Mm-hmm. I've actually run into somebody who used pigeon all in like kind of like to be a dick.
Oh,
yeah. So
it's,
I mean, not on this trip. This was a while ago, but I ran into somebody who used that and was a dick,
slandering you
or saying shit, but I couldn't even understand. But I could tell he was talking shit, whereas Rex, it's all in love. Like he's talking about the nature and the people and all this stuff, and it's all with like local accent.
Yeah,
lovely.
But like,
very lovely.
He made like kalua pork. He made that one like another like pork dish where he's wrapped up with the leaves of the taro and like
lau lau.
Lau.
And then I think he said his relative or cousin or uncle or something made the barbecue pork.
We had barbecue pork,
and then the old ladies made all the desserts.
Oh my God, that was we literally had like a Bourdain no reservations kind of moment. You know, where like how with his show it was like restaurant here, restaurant, and then like a home cooked meal kind of thing.
Yeah, and the funniest thing is we were sitting outside eating, and the outside was the wide is like a sidewalk,
right.
like a 1-lane sidewalk. When you're outside. Like a 1-lane sidewalk, and we're sitting against the wall, and you can walk around a person easily, but barely. Right. 2 people cannot walk side by side.
Right.
It's that narrow, but we're all sitting kind of in a line against the wall eating, and that was kind of cool because that's like the way it works, you know.
Yeah.
That's like he said land's too expensive. He can't get more space. So,
Right.
something like that. It was dope, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it was cool.
But that was that was definitely like the best way of like ending that trip. And like we spent like all Sunday just kind of exploring around, and I had never seen Chinatown in Hawaii before. It's a Chinatown.
Yeah.
You know, like it has that like weird sticky kind of oil in the air kind of quality that you'd expect from most, you know, kind of, you know, like rough around the edges Chinatown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, and on Sunday where I thought there'd be a lot of people, it was completely dead.
Yeah, it was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's restaurants there, there's stuff going on, but it seems like a dead area.
Yeah.
I guess it's a weekday thing there.
Yeah.
Where I thought, you know, like here, tourists go to Chinatown, right?
Really? I don't know.
And I guess not in
I mean,
Hawaii.
you know, in Los Angeles.
There
yeah.
were no tourists there.
No.
I mean, there's probably like 1 million tourists on that island or whatever, hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
And there was like none in Chinatown.
None.
Yeah.
None. Just like a couple scraggly homeless dudes, you know. And, you know.
Yeah.
A couple of like, you know, shady looking shops selling like slightly fermented, you know, lychees, you know, or lychee.
Oh yeah.
You know, but it was you know, that was a great trip.
Yeah.
A real solid trip.
Yeah.
You know,
Very good.
But like, you know, it's, you know, Hawaii in general is just kind of an interesting set of islands that like are kind of America.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it is because it got annexed or whatever it is
Colonized.
as a state, but it's got its own flavor, man.
no, it's
Like there's nothing like it here on the 48 mainland states like that.
no.
I think Alaska though is its own thing too sometimes.
I've never been to Alaska.
I have, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's its own thing in some areas.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of like indigenous people that live in Alaska too,
Yeah,
right?
Inuits.
Inuits.
Yeah, man. They're the majority in some areas, you know, and they're poor usually and all that stuff. But yeah, there's nothing like that exactly. Actually, maybe so. I mean, maybe going to a reservation here in the, you know, in these states are similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Alaska gets cold.
Yeah, it does get cold, but like it's connected to the larger continent.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I was really surprised by, and I asked like Lofa and everyone like about this was like, you know, the cars are just about the same price over there than they, you know, maybe a little bit more expensive, you know, there than they are here.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fucking island.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a set, you know, amount of space. Like, you know, from what I understand, like in, like, you know, like city states like Singapore, like buying a car over there is ridiculously expensive, you know, because, you know, the amount of space is so limited, you know, and so, you know, like, you know, Hawaii's got like a crazy traffic problem.
Oh yeah, it's getting worse. I from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and you know, in order to control the, you know, that whatchamacallit, the traffic issue, and the potential pollution issue, you know, I imagine that like, you know, it would make complete sense if Hawaii had like, you know, taxed the hell out of cars.
Like Singapore.
Yeah.
Singapore, what is it like? I mean, this is like 20 years ago. A Honda Accord was like $110,000 or something to buy
exactly.
a new Honda Accord. You know,
Right.
like, yeah, it's like 4 times the price or more. You know,
4 times. That's
maybe it's 5 times. I don't even
that's
know.
Like
I don't know what they
that's
are.
literally close to 10 times,
Yeah.
depending on the fucking model of Honda Accord you're buying. You know.
But yeah, so I'm surprised in Hawaii it's basically the same, right?
Yeah, you know, I mean, like it would be unfair to some people because of you're just literally pricing like, you know, classes of people out of the luxury of having a car, but like
You're gonna just sit in traffic anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So take all the money that you would like make from, you know, the sale and put it into infrastructure and like building up public transportation, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And like, cause I mean, it's a fucking island, man. You know?
I guess someone was saying they had a really good bus system though.
Yeah.
like among the better bus systems.
Well, apparently, like on Oahu, the bus system is the best in amongst all the different islands.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the other islands
Yeah.
because I think I've been to Maui once.
Uh-huh.
When I was in high school, and I was like an ungrateful piece of shit human being at the time.
Oh no.
I just didn't appreciate nature or whatever. Yeah, when you're young, you just kind of have a really shitty mentality about everything, and I definitely had a shitty mentality about everything. Yeah, no, but now I know. Now I know better. I think.
Oh.
But so the some of the things that we got things that came up in conversation with a lot of the locals was kind of like art and hustle.
Yeah. Well, first off, let's lay down what is art like in Hawaii. Like from what you saw, what is art like? The scene. I mean, compared to, I guess we can always compare it to LA because we're from here.
Well, obviously powwow has a huge influence on some parts of the island.
Uh-huh.
Like there's a lot of murals. Unfortunately, I think most of the artists that participate in it are not local.
Yeah. That's an argument there too, right?
Oh yeah.
The local artists obviously they get a little bummed out.
Yeah.
The have-nots basically, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. This is definitely like that's a thing that most mural festivals kind of deal with.
Yeah. Sure.
Like they fly out or bring in a lot of international artists, and then maybe they'll feed a couple scraps to the locals, to appease them or whatever.
Yeah. So who is that for then? When you're bringing in muralists from all over the world that are, let's say, very famous, is that just to raise the prestige of the mural festival, or is it to bring good art to the place?
It's probably a combination of all those factors.
Right, but is it also for the the mural festival organizers to
it gives the festival credibility
to who?
To them.
I know,
because they can be associated with these larger.
Yeah, but credibility on the island or off the island?
Off the island
and
on the island.
I don't know about on the island.
Like powwow is not just a Hawaii thing.
No, I understand, but I mean that's where it started,
right?
And it's been there for many years, still going. But then I'm wondering though, is the influence on the island actually helpful? Like, are people like, oh, I know who so and so is from Belgium who paints murals here? It's
probably.
Or probably not. is my theory, because it's in the middle of it's in those warehouses for the lot of parts.
Yeah.
People might not see the art. Are people looking up the makers of the art?
Maybe.
Probably not.
I don't know.
I'm going to guess 1 out of 100 would look it up that see it.
Yeah, but that's...
Or maybe less. Maybe it's 1 out of 1,000.
Yeah, even if it is 1 out of 1,000, at least you got one.
All right. Yeah, that's why. But then you might as well just put locals or more locals in that case.
Yeah, but at the same time, the question is, do the locals have? The thing that you get when you get an artist from an internationally recognized artist is you already have an aesthetic package that they are known for.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Is there a Shepherd Ferry of Hawaii? Is there a Retina of Hawaii?
I think the Hawaiians would say so, but I don't know.
I don't know can't
answer
either.
It. But I mean, a lot of graffiti artists that you know of here, many are from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, you kind of have to this is just kind of like what it is in most of the world, right? Like, in order to make a living as an artist, or to ascend to the heights of being an artist that isn't just like working in this little small town, occasionally selling a little painting while like working in a cafe, you have to go where the action is.
Mm-hmm.
And right now those places are, at least in North America, are New York, obviously, and Los Angeles.
Yeah.
and that's kind of a sad reality. Not it's to make a living as an artist is a rare and it's just a rare thing, but the chances of it happening are much higher in LA or New York right now.
Yeah.
Who knows where it'll be in 40 years or 20 years. But
it probably won't be in Hawaii though.
sorry,
sorry, Islander friends.
And that's just like a sad truth.
Yeah.
Like Hawaii is a very isolated, space. And I mean, like probably one of the most famous artists to come out of there is Aaron Martin, Angry Robots, at least in Los Angeles. Like he does a lot of mural festivals around the world. I mean, like I think of him because I'm friends with him.
Yeah.
But like
Buff Monster's from Hawaii.
What?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
He's from Hawaii. I believe so. Look it up. I think he's from Hawaii. So there you go.
That's news to me. I thought he was an Angelino.
No, I think he's from Hawaii originally.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's other graffiti artists here. Slick is one of them.
Right.
And
right.
let's see. Deffer,
Slick.
I think Deffer maybe is from Hawaii. Another one.
Oh, right.
Part of the same crew.
Right.
Yeah. Basically, there was a crew.
I didn't know Slick was from fucking Hawaii either.
He's big time Hawaii.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. I think he could speak Pidgin if you ask him to.
What?
I'm sure he can.
Oh my God.
He's a local,
Yeah, I always thought he was an Angelino.
No, absolutely not.
Interesting.
Yeah. There's I know there's probably
I probably would have thought of Aaron as an Angelino too if he just didn't like kind of like really announce like his Hawaiianness.
Yeah.
To things.
But so there's a bunch, but yeah, nonetheless, you're right. So Powwow does, they have a lot of murals, man. There's a lot of murals up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, whoa. And some stay up there, for a while.
Yeah.
Kind of amazing.
Oh, and, and some of the murals were, I don't know whether, like we were hanging out in a shopping center called Salt, which is nearby where the night market is. And like, you could see a lot of very Hawaiian themed murals over there.
Oh, and some of those, I don't know if they were powwow related, but
I'm assuming they were powwow related because
probably.
there's,
and I think they're locals. Like that's a local person.
Like
it was like a portrait of a guy.
There was a portrait of a guy, and it was a really nice portrait. Like lots of great shades of green and everything.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure whether or not that was a local.
I think it's a local.
Or if it was an out of towner doing a local theme.
I hope it's a local in that case because it's on that, a center.
Yeah.
Kind of like a shopping thing. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, so that's murals. But then what about when we get down to 2D art that you could hang at home?
Oh, jeez.
In Hawaii, I'm talking about.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I think that, like, we saw a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Here and there.
Yeah. Well, actually, a few who came, there were at least 3 who came who actually worked at the Honolulu Museum of Art. Mm-hmm. So, we had some institutional love. That's pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. Literally, I think there's at least 3, and one bought something. So, there is a little bit of that. They're interested in the art. So.
Yeah, but we were talking about the while we were out there, we were talking about the environment. Because it's a humid, warm, tropical location. And works on paper do not generally fare well in that kind of environment.
No, not at all.
You were saying that, like, it's not uncommon for, like buying, like, say a print or drawing on paper after X amount of time, like mold will start growing. Yeah. On it.
Yeah. So I guess you just have to protect it more, which means maybe you got to rotate it on your wall, put some whatever you call that stuff, just to,
defungal or
one of those things that silica package, the silica.
Yeah.
Anyway, something like that, and you kind of maybe just got to put it in a bag and put that silica package for a while, like a month. Mm-hmm. Maybe you got to do that, but then maybe artists need to you got to use some fixative on it or something that he tries to protect that paper. I'm not sure, but I did hear that from one of the persons from a museum who was there said that. But on the flip side, when it has that on there, they know that it's a legit work. They know that it's a legitimately like an older piece. So in some ways, it sounds like it's
like a patina.
It's used to identify that it's an original work that's older, not like something new that's meant to look old or you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. Or they know that it's like more legit in a way, that it's got that because it's not something new that was made to bullshit to fake people. It's actually legit.
Yeah,
that's kind of interesting way to look at it. I don't know if that means it's good, but it's some kind of an identifying method that they can be used for works on paper.
Yeah, but like you don't need mold to fucking do that. I mean, like most papers age naturally.
Yeah.
Especially papers that are exposed to sunlight, or something like that.
Sure.
This age. And,
yeah.
But I mean, like, okay, if that's going to
I don't know
make
if that's
it work.
good. I don't know if that's good. Anyway, so Lance again, who came to the exhibition. He said the mural of the Hawaiian guy, green background at SALT, which is that center, was by a local guy named Kamea Hadar.
Oh, fantastic.
Hadar, Powwow co-founder.
Oh.
Yeah. I think we were told that, but I forgot.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah. No, I did. So, but I just forgot. I didn't remember the name.
Yeah. No, I mean, that mural like was big and it had presence and it looked really nice in the shopping center.
Oh, and also I think it gets used in on that center's marketing too. Like I every time I've seen anything mentioned with that center, I often see that picture.
Right.
So it's like a part of its ID.
Weren't you telling me that like, that the Artist Cafe that we showed it, there's like a lot of demand for events and stuff like that?
I don't know about that, but I mean, I know that
they
do events all the time.
We couldn't.
We couldn't really get in there for like 2 years or 3 years or 2 years.
Right.
We couldn't really get in there. So yeah, just there's demand locally. I don't know if the works sell though.
Right.
But it's mostly like shows with locals.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so you need to lie and say you're from Molokai or something. I'm Luke Chu from Molokai.
I am.
Show me.
100% Moke.
Oh man.
That was apparently a title that like Rex apparently bestowed
for some
onto
reason.
me.
Yeah, Luke got the Moke title. I don't know why. That's awesome.
I don't know why either.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's an honor. I think from coming from that dude, that would be an honor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also has 1,000 Funko Pops.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's a big collector of the Funko stuff, you know, and
he's an OG Funko collector from like '98. He said is when he started.
Yeah,
buying.
he was started off with the baubles and then like moved on to the pops, and the way he had things displayed in his like home was just beautiful.
Yeah,
it's really
done.
nice.
I mean, that's a lot of care and love for his collection, which is amazing to see.
Yeah. He had like boxes of like for his packaging, like stored with like silica and like everything else.
Yeah, to keep it dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just the packaging.
And that's just the packaging.
Yeah.
And he had like 3 or 4 of these, like and I was just like, whoa.
No, it's a huge lifestyle expense or whatever lifestyle thing for him is to live with his collection, because that collection is a big part of his home everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it was really nice.
Yeah, nicely done.
It was really nice. Like I mean, like the way you and I live, like we can't.
It was also nicer than how you might see it displayed in a store.
It was as nice as a store.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
well, not my store, but other stores.
Well, it's like an artsy store.
Yeah. Okay.
Like where they create shelving and displays specifically for
each piece had a space there.
Yeah, and like perfectly sized and stuff. But anyways, so like, well, we've been like, you've been talking, a lot to a friend of ours, who has been kind of trying to find a way to like, break into doing events and stuff like that out there. And it seems like, there's just not a lot of kind of spaces.
Yeah.
Or even galleries. I mean, like, I'm assuming like the price tag, it is an island. There are finite spaces, and there are only certain places that like attract the kind of foot traffic that you probably would want for, such an event. Though I really don't even know if like, off the street foot traffic is really necessary for certain galleries and stuff like that.
Yeah. We don't even know what galleries to go look at, and nor do we ever get to see any other galleries, right?
Are there galleries in Oahu?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't get recommended any. I've never heard of one, or like another person, like a pier. Any kind of pier I know has a show at. I don't think I've ever heard of one.
Right.
You know, like maybe there are galleries that show art of the islands, you know, like waves and hula women or hula people. I don't want to say women, but hula.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, stuff like that. Maybe there's a demand for like art for tourists. So maybe that's a gallery, but it's in a gallery such that would be in a mall. You know, they're selling like Kincaid type stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like maybe there's that, but I don't think an independently run small gallery that shows artists, local artists or artists. I have no idea.
Yeah.
We didn't get we've never been recommended one, or I've never been recommended one in my many trips there.
Right.
I've only seen pop-ups at a clothing store that's there for one day, then the next day it's back to clothing.
Right.
But no.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's very limited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did go to a mall where there was kind of there was some like little gallery things. Like you had a friend that like you knew when he was from a long time ago in LA, who went to art school, who had a show up in like this a little gallery in a shopping center.
Oh yeah, he's a local person. You mean? Are we talking about the one that's like one wall? It was like the single wall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that single wall is a pretty small wall.
Oh yeah, it only fit like 5 medium-sized paintings, and then there was some like other like little looks like art from other shows, kind of displayed all over the place.
Yeah.
But there were a couple other like shops in that shopping center.
Yeah.
Like apparently one of them was owned by the Powwow Peeps.
Yeah.
And then there was another kind of clothing brand store that had like some art photography,
Right.
or maybe it's just lifestyle.
It was like a surf shop, I think.
Right.
Anyways, but there's just not a lot.
No. I mean, I think. Okay, this kind of like gets into a little bit of like the bigger kind of pop culture thing, but like, I'm inclined to believe that like something like Instagram, where more and more people are consuming, visual arts, is going to potentially inspire, more and more kind of venues where people can be able to sell and display, monetize, the artwork that they're showing on social media.
I would think, I would think so, right? Like I would think that would help. But
I don't know.
I have no idea why.
Because I think that there's a larger, like, as more and more people become aware of the fact that, like, when I think about, like, what I thought contemporary art was in, say, like the 90s, I never thought that I would ever be able to make a living as an artist, because I just didn't think the way that quote unquote contemporary artists thought. I didn't think like a Damien Hirst or a Jeff Koons or whatever, and I think that but unbeknownst to me at the time, this kind of, I guess you could say, underground like art movement fueled by magazines like Juxtaposed Magazine, now High Fructose and Beautiful Bazaar and stuff like that, was
Giant Robot.
And of course, Giant Robot. Of course, Giant Robot.
I remember them.
Was kind of was coming up.
Yeah.
And and so which of course kind of like helped fuel this art movement that is in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Like you've been a gallery owner now for how many years now? 15?
16
years.
Yeah.
With no end in sight.
No.
So like you're not like going, like nobody likes art anymore.
No, it keeps going. No, we have that here. Yeah, you're right. It's just one of those things. Again, if you're an artist on the island, you got to leave the island, right? Or you got to be good social media person that's just Or just awesome, so awesome that you can't be overlooked and you live on that island. That's fine, but you're gonna make your money off the island.
Well, I mean, like that brings up, our buddy Chad.
Yeah, Crappy Kids, Chad.
Yeah. I mean, he is going about it in a, one hustle at a time kind of thing, but like he's hustling hard.
Yeah.
I'm admittedly impressed by,
sure,
like,
me too.
like how much thought he puts into it. Like, I mean, like I was talking to him about social media, and he was coaching me on, like,
he puts a lot of effort into that. Even their Flesh Hour podcast has, they're doing what Joe Rogan does.
Yeah.
Making bits and pieces, which we don't do and we should do.
Yep.
But I mean, he's spending a lot of time, and I don't know if it's him or his buddies that work with him on it, but they're working on it.
Yeah.
It's kind of it is impressive,
mm-hmm.
and he's trying to appeal to an audience bigger than the islands for sure.
Yeah.
And I think he maybe is.
Oh, I mean,
and it's all leading to more sales for him and notoriety and all that stuff. It's just building up,
And one of the things that I was thinking about was, like, he's also kind of working within, like, I would say the budget of an island, of people the locals of the island.
You mean low budget?
Yes.
Right.
Well,
that's basically working. Well, hopefully it's working smart.
But he's also, like, he's looking for opportunities to step it up.
Yeah.
By creating limited editions and getting people to, invest in, something that didn't cost him more to produce.
Yeah.
But because, he, creates, scarcity and stuff like that for that item, is able to charge much more.
Yeah.
So
basically, I think, and I'm not sure if I even have it right, but Guy Kawasaki wrote this thing, and I can't remember the exact. I haven't read it in like 2 decades, but it was something like he eat like a bird but poop like an elephant, something like that. So basically, I think Chad is, like I said, it's just like he's pooping huge, like he's putting all this shit out there, literally. But I mean, his thing is called Crappy Kid, so the pun works. But he's just putting stuff out there, a lot of it. And he's probably, like, it's not costing him an arm and a leg,
right?
Right.
And his cost, his overhead is low.
But he's putting so much out there, it looks ginormous.
Yeah.
Basically, I think that's what that analogy is supposed to mean, but I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, like, like all the ideas, like when I see his work, like I'm instantly kind of inclined to say, oh, you should consider doing this or this, like vinyl toys, or like, or maybe cast resin pieces or something like that, and metal badges and T-shirts or whatever.
Some kind of 2D art thing,
And he's just kind of like, that, that's the investment is too big. I think that, like, it's so he's making it work, I mean, like, I'm not sure exactly what his long game is.
Yeah, I do know that he once stopped doing it. I'm not sure why, but he actually stopped working on it and kind of restarted it about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he did actually stop. So, I don't know. I think just hearing it on the podcast and the questions he asked us, some of it seemed like, made it sound like, oh man, the people in the islands just don't know how to get started, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe they're just trapped a little bit in in not seeing enough role models, maybe.
Sure.
Because he's getting asked the most basic questions that you can answer on Google in one quick search, and you have all the answers.
Right.
But he's being asked those questions like, how do you make stickers? How do you, how do you do this? And it's like, I'm like, those questions shouldn't be asked. They should the answers are out there free, quickly, faster than he could reply. They're already out there.
Yeah.
And in multiples, like how to make stickers, there's like 100 places you can make stickers, but there's like 5 that most of us use. So it's all out there. But it's things like that where I hear those questions and I'm like, oh my God, like you guys are starting at in Hawaii, it's starting
but don't you get that shit here too?
How to make stickers?
No, but like how to do like the most basic, shit.
I think I'd get that everywhere.
Yeah.
I get that everywhere.
I don't think it's like a Hawaii thing. I mean, like maybe it's just even more so in Hawaii.
How to make stickers, though? Come on. that one's a little bit rudimentary, but
Well, but asking question like, okay, he's doing like hologram, full color hologram die cuts and stuff like that. Maybe like those questions can be a little bit more
Sure.
than like say doing a black on white vinyl,
Yeah.
Rectangular sticker.
Yeah. I just feel like it's starting a little bit like 20 years behind us or something. Maybe literally it is.
And also like, like
how many people out there make stickers? There's a bunch, but maybe it's not as much as here,
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, I think that like, I imagine like, being, on like the islands and seeing what he's doing. The questions that I'm inclined to ask are like, are you doing it locally? Are you doing it, here? Versus like sending files out back to the mainland, or to China, like, and having, doing like production runs of like the tens of thousands and having it all shipped back.
Yeah. Sticker app, which is in Sweden. They offer free shipping.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people use them. And that's why it works on the island. Yeah. You get free shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
and so like maybe like people would know, obviously don't know about like sticker app. Like I didn't even know about sticker app until you mentioned it. Like I've done like stickers through other places.
That's cool. Those work too.
And but they're also kind of like not nearly as colorful as.
But I think maybe there could be a quality difference there. I'm not sure. I don't know.
What kind of quality difference?
Well, Lofo's mentioning that they have it's like a 2-part sticker versus like a vinyl sticker, that's like kind of screened. You know what I'm saying? Like that has a coating on it that actually can peel off over time. Stuff like that.
Oh, right.
So
right,
it's
right.
it might be a lower quality sticker than what you're thinking, but therefore it can be twice as bright. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Twice as bright, burns half as long. Blade Runner. So there.
So sticker app is the replicant of the
I don't
the
know.
sticker world.
Maybe it's the Rutger Hauer, man.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. So I don't know, but I just it just seemed like the way the podcast went and their complaints about it, or I don't want to say complaints, but their comments, a lot of it seemed like there's just the locals there just seemed a little like, I don't know, just either lacking motivation. Maybe it's just lack of like role models and people just not a giant group of people doing stuff,
right?
Versus maybe it's just a very small group that's actually doing a lot of stuff,
right?
Even if it's a small operation, maybe it's just that indie thing is still new. I mean, the Zine Fest is what, there was the first one basically or second one or something, and that's behind us by 8 years, so. Maybe there's just a little. The DIY thing's just a little bit behind, but not. I mean,
the thing that like I kind of felt about Hawaii is like there is a lot of potential.
Sure.
There.
Yeah.
Simply because of the fact that it is the midway between Asia and North America.
Yeah, 100%. And it is Hawaii. I mean, despite anything. It's paradise, man.
People go out of their way to fucking go to Hawaii.
Fuck yeah.
They want to go there and they want to spend money. They want to take home some touristy things and some unique things.
Yeah, absolutely. From us, it's what, 5 or 6 hours away. From Asia, it's probably about the same, right?
Yeah.
5 hours away. So yeah, it is a midpoint.
Yeah. And so I think that
and that has to be the easiest place for a person from, let's say, Japan to travel to, because there's so much shit in Japanese there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, fuck yeah. Dude,
it seems like it's catered toward that. So
dude, there's so much Japanese shit. Like I saw fucking Lawson's there. I saw Genki Sushi there. I saw just a bunch of little Japanese like places.
And from what I understand, you could shoot automatic machine gun in Hawaii. So, I mean, if you're from Japan, you want to shoot a real machine gun, go for it. Hawaii's got it. You could smoke pot. Oh, that's still legal, right?
No, it's medicinal right now.
Yeah, but I mean, you could probably find a way to smoke a bong hit in Hawaii and not worry. And, you can go to do whatever you want there. You could hook up with a local.
Yeah.
You could probably do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just a place that's easy for people from Asia to travel to as well.
Oh yeah, there were so many pale Asian people there. you know, they were obviously not locals. I looked at my own skin after just being there for freaking 3 or 4 days, and I noticed that like I'm a little bit, you know, more sun-kissed than.
Yeah.
And I hated it. Like I was actively avoiding the sun.
Yeah. Luke doesn't like the sun, everybody, just so you know.
Yep. Like
make sure it's dark or nighttime if you invite him somewhere.
Yep.
No outdoor picnics in the sun.
Especially, I mean, I'll do an outdoor picnic underneath a tree.
Yeah, or a tent, right?
A tent, or like you know something where I just don't feel like the rays of the hot sun.
Yeah,
you know?
And we were there at mid 80s to higher 80s when we were there. So.
And I was just like looking for like shady trails the entire fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. I mean, well, how did you feel about your show? How did you feel about the show?
I think the show looked great. I think it looked great. I mean, I wish more people came. Yeah. You know, that's one thing. It's like I'll always complain about. It's like, I wish there was 100 more people there.
Sure.
And a lot of people knew, and then they came they did come the next day. I noticed to that night market.
Oh.
Yeah, the night market. A lot of people did stop through. When I started, I was like, I'm going to pay attention.
It was a Friday night opening too.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's normal, evidently.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if it'd make any difference if it's Saturday, but Friday night opening, and then Saturday was that night market. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people seemed to come. Like they knew what was going on. But a lot of people said, "Sorry to make it yesterday. Sorry to make it." You know, I heard that a lot actually.
Apparently, like the drawings we did, I've been doing relatively well.
Cool. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think one sold today. As a matter of fact, at the place. So it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, according to Lofa, he was asking me whether or not I'd be open to quote unquote commissions.
Oh, good. Maybe people wanted it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
But do you feel that like this was worth it?
Oh, I think it's worth it, and I gotta measure it in terms of like if it's just the art part, meaning let's say this was in Nebraska and not Hawaii. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd be like, oh, it was okay. I guess I could say it was okay. I mean, but worth it? I mean, yeah, I guess it's always going to be worth it. But it being in Hawaii is just a bigger bonus, right?
Sure.
Yeah, that's always like the draw, I think.
Poke and crack seed.
Yeah, and I think they do that. The Hawaii Film Festival, is it the Honolulu Film Festival? I think they use the same kind of thing. I mean, they have a film festival that is kind of like well received, well known. It's away from any kind of industry. So if you're like an industry like whore, like you're looking for like connections and stuff, you're going to come to Hawaii, the Honolulu Film Festival, and you're going to meet a bunch of locals that are watching your movie. There is no like, oh, I'm going to sign a Netflix deal here. It's not going to happen.
Right.
But the whole attraction is it's Hawaii.
Yeah.
And I do know that from being invited to that festival, which is amazing, that they don't necessarily push you like sticking to watching every movie. Like I remember I ran into some people from the festival, and it's like, am I supposed to be there every day? And some of the questions they asked me were, did you get to the other side of the island? Did you go surfing? Like the questions weren't about movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was a very like.
They were more concerned that you got a chance to experience the island rather than.
Yeah. So I look at that as a big marketing, marketing method for their film festival is the fact that it's Hawaii.
Right.
Yeah, and that's kind if that works or it's to their advantage, then I see that it works. So that's why I guess I might not say, yeah, I'll do the show in Tennessee, or whatever it is that maybe a place I don't want to go so much, but at the same time, I'd probably still do it.
Yeah,
I'll do it. It's just finding a space is difficult in Hawaii. That's all. It just always comes back to that.
Yeah.
If you gave me that space every year, I would want to do a show there every year. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Well, it is a good space.
Yeah.
And it's not, and it was literally walking distance from like the hotels.
Sure. If you're in Waikiki, you can walk there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we literally walked it.
Sure.
So, and it's like right by fucking one of the best restaurants that you could, go
yes.
to,
And that's Pioneer Saloon.
Yep.
It's right there.
That's some serious home cooking right there.
That is some good shit. That's one of my favorite places to eat.
That place is so good.
Yeah. And
I'm really bummed that we didn't get a chance to eat there at least, another time.
I know. That's actually something I thought of. Yeah. I did think of that.
Yep. We tried.
Yeah.
We tried.
Yeah, it closed early, 9 p.m.
What's up with that, man?
They closed 9 p.m. when there was a night market, and that night market
it
opened.
closes at 10.
Yeah, and so I thought they'd be open, and they closed at 9.
What a wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nonetheless,
Yeah.
that's how it rolls there.
Are you working on getting another event going over
In
there?
Hawaii, I hope so. Where? I don't know. I mean, we did look at more spaces that were offered, and they all fell a little short from what I'd want. I mean, I guess it's doable to do something there, but it's even for me, I'm a little apprehensive.
Yeah.
I wasn't so into those spaces, but that's second place, but that's a far second place,
Yeah.
from the other place. So it's tough.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, other than that, it would be like bring your own walls and do a one night show, like some kind of, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, here's the thing is like, you'd
have to find a spot that's like the person left.
Do Hawaiians buy buy artwork that's above a certain price range?
They do, because at the museum, remember the art sale
the
thing?
most expensive piece that you probably sold was one of my paintings, and
What was Rob Sato piece? That was big.
no, but from Ars Cafe.
Oh, from Ars Cafe, yeah.
Yeah,
But he had locally bought too. I mean, last time Yosuke sold almost everything locally.
But the thing is and the piece that you sold was not sold to a local.
Yeah, the higher price. Yeah, but actually, it could have been. We had locals interested in that. I mean, they were all Lofa's friends, those dudes, and they were interested in it, but it had sold.
And it's and that's the question. I mean, can you be able, is there interest in where is the price break? Like, where do people in general kind of say
in Hawaii?
Yeah.
$200, $300,
Right.
maybe.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
that's,
maybe there's outliers. Maybe there's the occasional 500.
You have to do a crazy promotion machine. You gotta get onto the fucking the daily newspaper, all the social media feeds. You get as they say, the hype beast to favor you, and that's all. I mean, to do something like that.
But then you might not reach the locals in Hawaii that way. Exactly. The ones who are going to buy art, those might be old, crusty, multi-generational big money families there.
In Hawaii?
Yeah.
But that's still local.
I guess, but they're not like the locals we met.
But that's of course. But the thing is that
they're not Mokes.
No,
or Titas.
But the thing is, to have someone who does live there, who might have some degree of name recognition on the island, go out of their way to purchase something from, a show that you curated, that, I would imagine kind of has the ability of spreading the word about, and credibility.
That's what happened at the museum. Most of the buyers were any buyer at the museum. When we did that exhibition there, that would be locals with cash.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was kind of a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that
Now,
amongst the locals that we were hanging out with, how many of them are serious art buyers?
Right.
Who, I'm not a serious art buyer. I can't, it's expensive to buy most of this shit.
Plus, in Hawaii, there is that preservation issue. That you're gonna buy work on paper. It's a little more difficult. I think they're all conscious of it.
Of course,
what might happen and what is maybe inevitably going to happen. I'm not sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, we're lucky with the Ars Cafe thing. We were able to do a multi-week show.
Yeah.
But to do a one night event and granted there is a philosophy about the fact that the night that the day that most art sells is the opening day. forcing people to attend the show if they want to see it, because it's only a one night show, might, work out too.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of the reason why a lot of these people who are like, oh, sorry, I missed the opening because they know the show is going to be going for a couple weeks.
Could be. Yeah.
So
I hope so.
so maybe doing a one night show is
Could be
conducive.
Maybe that's how it works there. Maybe it works better there that way.
Yeah.
You know,
It's kind of like
more hype for a 1 day thing than something that they look at as 2 weeks. I'm not sure.
maybe like they need to do like more art fairs.
They have one. It's a biennial. They have a big one, like a biennial type of thing there. I don't know the first thing about it, but they show a lot of high art, like super high art there. So I don't know how that works. Yeah. So from what I understand, even the powwow exhibition is no longer in their museum space. I guess it was at a different location that was I think it was a school or something that's now like owned by the museum. And now they're doing a one night pop up in that one of those warehouses.
Oh.
Yeah, from 1 night or 1 week, but it's like in one of those warehouses, similar to what we saw last year.
Right.
Yeah, that they just do a show in there now. There's movable walls.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, like, imagine powwow is probably a week-long event
Yeah.
just to get those murals up,
Uh-huh.
And so, like, to have a show while people are painting so they can, oh, that's that guy that's working on the mural around the corner or whatever, you can see his work, what his finished work looks like, for a gallery, whatever. And, yeah. I don't know, gotta be talking to Jasper, man.
Speaking of which, you have not done a mural in powwow.
No.
What did it feel like looking at all the murals in powwow?
Well, it's good for them.
Did you like the murals?
Yeah, I posted a bunch of murals on my my stories.
What would you
tagged
paint?
powwow and everything?
What would you paint there?
Probably something similar to what I normally paint. Fucking sad ass fucking bear. It's what people want from me, right? I'm just a fucking a shill for fucking sadness and bears. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing, I was looking at a lot of the murals, and I kind of think that, there's a lot of positivity, on display there.
Sure. Tons of murals.
Well, just
There's a lot.
murals with a lot of color and positivity and fun. That's not really my vibe.
Oh, so
And I could understand why people would be like, oh, I don't know about Luke fitting in with this fucking powwow thing, and if that's the reason why I have never been propositioned, then that's fine. But I'll be honest, I don't really care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think when powwow was at its brightest moments, maybe about 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, I probably would be a little bit more butthurt about it.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, I'm just like, oh, okay, I've made my own connections, here and there, with other people who own walls or people who are interested in having me do stuff on their walls or will fly me out for their festivals, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Most of my murals, or actually all my festival or related murals are all out in Detroit, and I love Detroit. It is one of my favorite cities, to visit. And I'll say this, compared to fucking powwow, Detroit is a mural fucking city.
Really?
Oh, the largest fucking Shepherd Ferry mural in the world is in Detroit.
Wow, how big is that? Fuck. I
Like-
can't. I mean, the one we saw in Hawaii, I thought was pretty big.
No, we're talking about I'm trying to remember it. Yeah, about 4 of those. Lengthwise but erected horizontally.
Wow.
It's, and then I forgot who the name of the other artist is, but they're pretty huge in the mural scene. They do a lot of black, white, and red kind of stuff. I think they used to have a mural in downtown Los Angeles, right by Little Tokyo.
Black, white, and red.
Yeah, like really lots of geometric patterns and shapes and stuff like that, but with kind of like human kind of some character work.
Brush painted? I mean, or whatever, aerosol, I guess. Or
I'm going to assume that's brush painted.
Really?
But like they have the mural on the other, like adjacent to it. It's same huge fucking thing. The spider shooting up into through downtown Detroit. There's the Z Garage in Detroit where like every floor is painted by a different muralist. And then the Eastern Market is just covered in murals. And
wow.
So
that sounds cool.
Yeah, it's an amazing city to see. So
cool.
And
Detroit. And you got how many murals there?
I've got 2 of them.
Cool.
But like the and I'm going to try and crash this year just to fucking put up a 3rd one. Like I'll just fly my ass out there to Detroit and let them know ahead of time, give them my paint order, and
awesome,
just fucking do it.
Do something, right?
Yeah.
Are there a lot of walls available? I mean,
no, because they're being like painted up. But like, I'm good friends with the people who put on the event, and I'm sure they'll be able to find something for me.
Cool.
But like, go out there and eat a fucking coney. Have some fucking rectangular pizza.
What's a coney?
Coney's like basically a fancy way of saying chili dog.
What? You mean like Coney Island?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. They call it a coney?
They call it a coney out there.
Weird.
Yeah,
Don't they have their own Detroit word?
Yeah.
They can't say the Detroit.
No. Like there's this, and they're famous for these 2 dueling fucking coney places. There's Lafayette Coney and like something America Coney, and apparently they were originally owned by family members.
Oh.
And like they're right next door to each other, so you could go eat one at one place and go with the other one, eat the other. And
then Square Pizza.
Rectangular pizzas.
Oh wait, speaking of pizza, what is pizza like? What is pizza like in Hawaii that we've experienced?
I imagine the best fucking pizza you could get in fucking Hawaii is Domino's.
Right.
I mean, like they were a part of our hotel.
Yeah.
And we were not slouching in a shitty hotel.
No, it's the Hyatt. It was a nicer hotel. But, yeah. Did we see any other pizza aside from the one we ordered at a restaurant?
Only in artwork.
Right. We didn't see a pizza place where you could just go and get a slice. Right?
No.
Like we didn't just randomly hey, there's a pizza place. Because I think I would have saw it. I would have gone, hey, there's a pizza place, right? I would have. And I don't think I saw a pizza place except for Domino's, and we ate a pizza at a restaurant that was 3 out of 10. Or was that even too generous?
That's about. I'll give it I'll give it a 4 out of 10, just because like I was able to eat all the way through. I ate the crust too.
So I ate it, but my first bite was like, oh, this isn't good, and I was like, I'm what? I'm a glutton for punishment. I finished that piece myself, and I finished at the end. I was like, I wish I didn't eat that entire slice, and I wish we didn't order this because I thought it was bad. And I'm like, I'm hoping, because I ate that first, and I was like, I hope everything else is good.
Oh, everything else is great.
Yeah.
The fish tacos were surprisingly good.
What was this place called?
Oh, we called it unko, which means poop in Japanese, because we saw they had it's moku.
Oh, it's called Moku.
Yeah, and because like when you're walking through the shopping the shopping center, they had the words, MUKO, and but on these weird separated kind of panels, and so but when you're depending on what direction you're looking at the facade of the restaurant, it'll read,
Unko.
Moku, and from the left side, or if you're looking from the right, it'll also read Moku. But if you're above it and you're kind of in the center, the words get rearranged in a little way, and it's one letter away from Unko. But
but so okay, wait. Well, first off, here I'm gonna read a couple of messages.
Sure.
We still want you to paint in Chicago, Luke, from Billy Craven.
I want to paint in Chicago.
I want to curate a show in Chicago.
I love Chicago.
I like Chicago too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Lance again says there's a Bob's Pizza in Kailua, and he says that there are brick oven places all over.
What?
Yeah, but those must be new. like newer.
Where
like,
the fuck are these places?
I didn't
like,
see one.
I
didn't see one pizza place. I would have gone, hey, a pizza place, because I love pizza.
Yeah.
But that's definitely not the first thing you should eat in Hawaii. I don't care how good it is. I don't.
You
got
gotta eat the poke first.
Yeah.
Then you gotta eat the roast pork.
You got to eat all that shit, and then pizza is like I don't know when you would go there first.
For a late night snack.
It's got to be really good.
Yeah.
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 And then let's see. Oh, Nicole Harris. If it's not from New York, it's not pizza.
Oh, that's I know Nicole. She's from the East Coast.
That's a lie, though.
And
That's
she's I can understand her argument. That's that New York pizza pride, but
but no.
Dude, I like pizza from all places. From all places.
Me too, except for Hawaii. Yeah. Right? Everywhere. I want pizza everywhere but Hawaii. I want to try that Detroit Square shit. I'll eat a Chicago one. I mean, it doesn't have to be,
Last time I had like pizza like twice in fucking Chicago, and it is.
See, that sounds so good.
So good.
That
so
sounds
fucking good.
Okay, so yeah, I guess Nicole Harris keeps saying that's not a lie about the Brooklyn or New York thing. She goes, Brooklyn, baby. But why are those places? No. I mean, there is great pizza in New York, but no, we got good pizza too.
Yeah. I mean, like,
we're not a pizza town exactly, but
no, we are not a pizza town.
But we're getting better.
Yeah, we are getting better. They have that new place that opened up. I think oh God, where is it? I think it's off of near Hollywood.
Oh, it's the Sicilian one you're
yeah,
talking about.
Yeah, there's a place in Sicily.
Or Naples. Is it Naples?
I think it's Naples.
Yeah.
And they kind of like have their one shop out there, and they decided to open one up over on here.
See, they didn't pick New York.
Yeah,
because they would just take it over.
Well, the thing is, New York is known for two different kinds of pizzas.
Well, it's also like that's an Italian American thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's its own. Like I think that's like maybe that's like if I don't know the history, but I'm gonna guess maybe that is the creation of American pizza.
Right,
probably
right.
out of New York.
There is the New York style pizza,
Yeah.
and there's also a Napolitano kind of pizza, from what I understand. I just watched this Bon Appetit thing.
What do you mean from Naples?
What?
Are you talking about from Naples?
The cosmopolitan kind of pizza, which is like from Naples.
Sure.
And I watched like the fucking Bon Appetit video on making the BA's best pizza, and like where they kind of go to all these different fucking pizza places in New York, and there's like the cosmopolitan style, and then the New York style, and like how they kind of like parse it out.
There's an episode of what's the one with David Chang, his show.
The
Ugly Food.
Ugly. Yeah, I haven't watched all of it. I've only watched some of it.
There's a pizza episode.
Okay,
watch that one.
Oh yeah, it's got the one dude he's also got a show on YouTube.
Yeah. You're talking about the guy from Lucali.
Yeah,
from Brooklyn.
Yeah,
that dude.
I want to try his fucking pizza.
I've never been there. That dude seems cool. His place looks great. Jay-Z said it's good.
It looks good. Fucking, he does the Is It Pizza fucking show.
Yeah, and I've watched so many episodes.
I've watched all. Yeah, I think you introduced it to me.
Yeah, but I'm a fan, but I've never tried his pizza, and I bet you it's good. But you have to get there early and all that stuff. But I'd like to do it. It looks great.
Yeah.
And I went to the place in Japan that was in Ugly Delicious. I've gone there a few times now, and it's quite good.
That's on my list of things to do in Japan.
Yeah. So we somehow we went from Hawaii to pizza, but I think all roads lead to pizza sometimes. Right?
Well, yeah, I mean, pizza is just one of those foods that I mean, I can understand why people have their local pride about it.
Yeah.
But
well, not in Hawaii.
Yeah.
They're all Domino's, baby. What are you talking about?
Dude, you know what? Fucking look, I'm going to fucking people are going to hate me for fucking saying this. And so be it. But the fucking Honolulu Hawaiian pizza from the of Domino's classic American, pre-made that's a fucking fucking pizza.
Okay, good. I actually enjoy it. No. I'd eat that.
Yeah,
I'll eat that.
It's got pineapple and roasted red peppers and bacon.
Don't discriminate,
Don't be a hater.
Don't discriminate.
Yeah, don't just hate because it's not the pizza in your 3,000 miles away from me that I can't fucking have here.
Don't discriminate anyway.
Yeah.
We shouldn't discriminate against people. We shouldn't discriminate against pizza.
Unless it's bad.
Well, Yeah. Yeah. We can't celebrate mediocrity nonetheless. We can't celebrate mediocrity from all kinds of people or any person. So we won't do that with pizza, but we won't discriminate against people or pizza.
Right.
So there.
Except the pizza that we did have wasn't particularly good.
Well, that's celebrating mediocrity, and we're not doing that. It sucked. So there.
Yeah,
and
we had
you actually spent 10 minutes talking to the waiter about how bad their pizza was and how to improve it, though.
Yeah.
You actually gave constructive criticism while I was thinking, we should get out of here. And this guy had to hear an earful of what they can do better. Yeah.
Well, look,
And it's not hard to do.
it's not. Look, it's obvious that they had the setup. Okay, like the crust was not bad.
Well, they had it was like 5 or 6 pizzas on the menu, so there was they have a
They had a fucking cosmopolitan. They had a fucking mushroom pizza, and then they had like fucking pizzas that you can get anywhere that has a fucking wood burning.
I don't know if they had a
oven.
wood burning oven. Maybe they do. I don't know.
You know what was funny was that like the first thing you said to me when we walked in that restaurant was you noticed the smell of Parmesan.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and like
What are you hiding?
yeah.
Layer that Parmesan on there.
And it was obvious it was for the fucking pizza.
Yeah.
You know, afterwards I was looking at the menu and I was like, there's nothing fucking Parmesan-y, you know,
Let's hide
other
that,
menu.
yeah.
But like it was for the pizza, and then, so I'm assuming that they had like a setup for
But so we also went to a night market, which is kind of the local thing.
Yes.
Was there any pizza at the night market?
Nope.
No. Okay.
No, like there were people like fucking doing kind of Thai style food, like where they were doing like pineapple fried rice with like mountains of shrimp on top of that shit.
Okay, you could do
know?
that. You could do that anywhere, but okay.
No, but like the mountains of shrimp, man.
But they're starting to bring pizza stuff to like special like night markets. Like people are bringing like some kind of portable brick ovens and shit.
I've tried it before,
So,
and like
we don't see it in Hawaii. That's a sign. Don't go there
for the pizza.
For the pizza. No. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like,
We made an error.
if there's some pizza specialists who are going to go out to Hawaii and we'll do a video on Hawaiian pizza, I would be very interested in seeing it because
Well,
maybe it's not there. Maybe it's not in Oahu.
They have good pineapples though. They can actually
Oh man, the pineapple's great.
put that shit on the pizza then.
Yeah, they got
Why-
like and if you knew where to look, they've got great lychee. They've got
Yeah,
like,
we didn't know where to look. Yeah. Evidently, a lot of this comes from Hilo, where Yosuke is at now painting a mural. I guess there's a lot of farmers because there's a lot of it's precipitation. It rains like 200 days a year there.
Wow.
So evidently the lychee, as a good lychee, is often from Hilo.
Really?
Yeah, the ones we got were old ones from Hilo. But evidently he said that because they said it's from Hilo.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
I was like, oh, old ones from Hilo. You
yeah.
fuckers.
They were all tingly.
Yeah, you fuckers.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Tingly fucking lychees.
Yeah.
What a sad fucking lychee experience.
So Hawaii is also known for shave ice, and we had 2 shave ices.
Oh yeah.
I kind of like.
I should have fucking said shaved ice in my fucking top 5.
So I actually wrote it down as number 6 type of thing. We had the Montserrat shave ice, and it got bigger, and it was too big.
It was too big.
It was so big that they make their own syrups from
Scratch.
fruit, like local fruit and whatnot. And so I'm eating it, but the problem is there's too much ice.
That's way too much ice.
And that syrup is thicker, so it doesn't soak into the ice. It kind of sits on top of it.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Right? So it was really difficult. So I noticed that I had like blank flavor patches all over the place. In mine.
And she was the woman who was working there was really like attentive to it.
Yeah.
Like,
she was adding it. Meanwhile, she was making it. She was saucing it up and then adding more ice, saucing it up, adding more ice. But for me, when I had it, I was like, oh, like I don't know, it didn't work out so well.
No,
It was better when it was smaller. I mean,
Yeah.
because I think it feels like it grew twice the size.
Yeah, they should have. I mean, maybe it's because she was closing shop and she's like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna burn through this ice.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Probably
Yeah,
not.
I don't know. And then we had another one is it Kahala? It was a clothing store in Salt that has a shave ice booth.
Yep.
And that was really good.
That was super good.
Like
my god.
that one was of the 2 we had I think that one was definitely better. And it said that all of the syrups are made from organic fruit.
Yep.
I don't know if it's like what that means, but it seemed a little more refined.
It seemed a little more
right?
refined.
Then because the other one, like man, that blueberry looked like it was straight out of a pie or something. From
Montserrat, yeah.
yeah, like it was a lot rougher. You get the seeds, you get all the stuff, whereas like the syrups,
You get pulp in that one.
yeah, and then the other one, Kahala, is definitely like refined.
more of a syrup kind of.
Yeah, but it was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah,
That was really good.
That was super good.
That one it was a big decent size, and I finished it all, and I was happy.
Yeah. I had a passion fruit lychee flavored.
That one was good.
So good.
Anyway, shave ice in Hawaii is always good, but the game's getting better in terms of like now we know we went to two places. Both of them have like they're advertising organic syrups or made from organic fruit.
Yeah, like homemade syrupy kind of.
They're starting to gone are the factory made syrups unless you go to a place that just has that. But more and more,
like you're not going to find blue syrups in some of these places.
Yeah, absolutely not. They're advertising quote healthier on a healthier alternative, which I hope
just
it really is.
or just less industrialized syrups and more kind of handcrafted kind of syrups,
which is kind of a thing. Like I said, it's a little later. Even crafted coffee, craft coffee scene is just not. I mean, it's been around, but barely, and it's starting to get more prevalent. In Hawaii, that we're starting to see more shops doing that's not Starbucks or Coffee Bean or whatever there's a Hawaiian equivalent. I can't remember, but
there are plenty of Starbucks and Coffee Beans.
Sure,
out
there
there
are. But I mean, there's a lot of there's new places now that are advertising.
I didn't really have any coffee outside of Ours Cafe.
We saw some though, and I just we didn't have them all.
Oh yeah, there was that one place, and then there was that new drink trend, and that I was hoping I could try, but
what drink trend is that?
The cotton candy.
Oh, what
drink.
Is that? Does that exist here?
I don't think so.
A cotton candy boba.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
I kind of wish I tried that, but I was so full most of the time.
Yeah, me too.
Like it was tough. Like I was like most of the time, like when most of the time we were walking, I was so lethargic. I was just like, I'm glad I'm walking, but I'm so.
I know. So, yeah. I was full the entire trip.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what happens in Hawaii, right?
Okay.
I mean, I think there's also this thing where I want to try things while I'm somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And if it's presented to me, and I'm gonna be like, well, it's $5-6, whatever. I'll go try it. Here it is. I want to try it.
Yeah.
I mean, but then if it's good, oh my God, I'm gonna devour it.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm walking around full the whole time.
You know what it reminded me of, and this actually kind of made me think of the Pidgin accent too. It kind of reminds me of the Philippines.
Oh, I've never been.
Like, have you like heard like Filipino people speaking English, before it?
Sure. Yeah.
With their accent, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Pidgin.
Yeah.
But also like that way I like, when you're walking around constantly full and you're like, and like they're bringing food to you like all the time.
Yeah.
That's what it was like for me in the Philippines. I literally juice cleansed when I got back from the Philippines.
We got back yesterday. What did you do? What did you eat yesterday?
Very light. Lots of vegetables.
Yeah, got you.
I ate I think one meal, and then that was it. And today I ate a little bit, but like
I wonder like how people are. I mean, there's locals, and I mean most of the locals we meet they're mixed. Some are big, some aren't so big.
Right.
I wonder if you're like multi-generational on that island, like like you could trace your family back 5, 6, 7, 8 generations back. I wonder if you're supposed to be big.
Well,
it's part of the, like, are you supposed to be a big dude? Because it seems like in history, a lot of these dudes are big.
I think a lot of people kind of trace like that kind of tropical kind of islander native thing to like kind of like Samoan kind of like,
and
roots.
you're big. Yeah.
And then those guys are big.
Come to think of it, there was a guy at my college who was maybe 2 years younger than me, or maybe 3 years younger, but he evidently was some kind of from a royal family. He was from a royal family from Samoa. He's Samoan. He's a skateboarding kid. He was skinny, rail skinny.
Right.
And just skateboarded and was like, skater kid.
Right.
but evidently I heard he was kind of from a royal family, so he lived here, went to college, and I remember at the end he said he's going to go back to Samoa, so he needed to get big to get the respect
Oh.
in Samoa, like as a man and as a royal family guy, so he had to gain weight. So he was like fucking trying to gain weight here so he can go home. It's a bigger guy.
Whoa.
But he was rail skinny. Like he's the kind that, like your pants are sagging, boxers are kind of hanging out because you're so skinny.
Yeah.
He was really skinny like that, but said he needed to gain weight. That was like something he was like going to work on while he was here, so he could, And I guess maybe I'm wondering if that's something in Hawaii too.
I wonder.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
like, is that a badge of like, like not an honor thing, but it's like means you're just local. You're a dude who's been here and you're part of the fabric here for. Your family's been here forever. I don't know because they're always, they're always depicted as big dudes.
Right. Like, what was that one Disney Islander?
Moana.
Like,
Yeah.
like, is that like kind of part of like the Hawaiian thing, or is that like more of a tropical, just a general tropical island kind of thing?
Idea.
Like, and
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's like
a New Zealand thing. I don't know.
I have no idea.
Kiwi thing.
Moana sounds like a Hawaiian word though.
It certainly does.
Wait. Mauna Loa, isn't that like a place?
I have no idea.
Don't they make all?
You're so much better at these fucking Hawaiian words than I am.
And
geography, like
Mauna Loa. Don't they? Isn't that the ones that make fucking chocolate covered macadamia nuts? I think it might be that.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, Nicole Harris, Miss Pizza, says more Polynesian than Hawaiian. Moana. It's more Polynesian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Nicole.
See? And then, Lance, okay, so I'm saying it wrong. It's Mauna Loa is the chocolate-covered macadamia thing.
Okay.
Yeah, not
You still
Moana.
you still have your finger on this kind of Islander language thing than I do.
Nicole Harris just says, but there was Maui in the movie, so Maui is Hawaii. So goddamn. I don't know.
I guess I need to watch the movie.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot of big dudes there.
Yeah.
That's
what we noticed too. I think Yosuke was mentioning. He goes, "God, so many people here are like muscular." Like he was talking about muscles though, but the tattoos and muscular. He just kept saying, "God, everyone here's all buff."
I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like pretty fit.
But they could also have a big gut, but they had like dudes with big arms, like big
that
dudes.
one fucking heavyweight champion.
Of WWE or?
No, boxing.
Oh.
That one that just got he's a Mexican dude.
Oh, that dude, yeah. Ruiz, I think. Yeah.
Like he's got a gut,
yeah,
but he kicks ass.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't
I thought you were talking about I thought you were going to talk about Yokozuna from WWF or whatever. You remember him? He's not alive anymore. I don't even think he was. I think he was.
Was he a Yokozuna?
No, I mean he was his wrestling name.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I don't think he was. He might have been Latino. Things are not even. The ethnicities are all.
Do you watch sumo wrestling?
I used to a lot.
There's a couple of YouTube channels that come up because
it's considered a mixed martial art ultimately.
Well, there's because it happens every other month, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Every other month is the next kind of round of sumo wrestling.
Yeah. I used to follow it religiously for a while, and then maybe there was certain stars, and when all of those stars retired, I got out of it because they're the ones I kind of grew up with.
Right.
And there was some Hawaiians in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how many Hawaiians are in sumo now. Maybe Lance Agena can help us on that if he knows how many are there anymore, because it all has gone. It's like they're all Mongolian.
Yeah, they're Mongolian.
And some, I think there's one that's from Europe, Eastern European.
Yeah. That one guy. He a couple of months ago he got he.
Wait, are you watching this too? You're watching this
I
now?
watch it sometimes.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Yeah, once in a while.
Are you watching? I believe it to be 15 days in a row. Are you watching that 15 days in a row?
Not really,
okay.
But I will watch when
Holy shit!
Yeah, when it's on
I gotta
YouTube.
polish my sumo game. What the hell?
I know exactly which guy you're talking about.
Yeah, I
Like,
forgot. It's like from a country that maybe starts with a B.
It's like a Rush, one of the like
It's not Belarus. It's like
one of the old Russian
Forgot.
country
Yeah.
USSR countries.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll watch it once in a
Holy
while.
smokes.
Yeah,
Why?
it's just on, and
Are there any Hawaiians?
no,
Or no, right?
No.
There used to be. What about the Mongolians? I don't even know who's still in it. Like I think I'm already out of date
I
there.
think like two of them
like Hakuho, I think retired, and I think is it Asa Shoryu? I think he's gone. There was like 3 that were like way up there, and then I think one got busted for fighting or something in the street.
right.
Yeah, then
That was like this last year,
and
right?
one got plenty drunk a bunch of times, and maybe it's the same guy.
And abused fucking his underlings and stuff like that.
That's got it. Oh man.
But that's hazing's like natural for every fucking sport, right?
Yeah, and in art too, right?
What?
In art too, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyways,
I mean,
but yeah, okay.
I've never had assistants before, so.
Hazing assistants. Oh, that's horrible.
But that would be so much fun. No, it wouldn't be. I would value people's potential talent too much.
I guess there's no answer for the sumo in Hawaii thing yet. Or Hawaiian sumo wrestler thing.
If they are, they're not at that. Because isn't there like 5 tiers of and the televised ones are always the top 3.
Well, okay, wait. There's the I know what it is. Is it the Makuuchi or something?
I can't remember the
Makuuchi.
name.
That's the top level. Then there's Judo, which is sort of like Judo is the one where you get 1 assistant. Like sumo wrestlers got 2 guys.
Yeah.
If you're Judo, you have 1.
Right.
And if you're, I think it's, I think that's what it's called. But you get 2 at the higher level.
Right.
And then below that, there's a group called Makushita, and that's not televised, I don't think.
Yeah.
But that level is like you're right there. You're like so close to being a pro to make money. You could smell it, but you're not there.
Nope, you're still fucking ladling the.
But you're damn good.
Yeah.
But you still might be wiping a bigger guy's ass.
Yep.
Basically, or maybe what I'm saying. You're someone else's assistant, but you're right there. Like I think you actually command a lot of respect there, but you're still not considered a pro.
Well,
so I don't know.
Yeah, you're like making the what's that soup called?
Shit soup? I don't know.
No.
Soup kitchen?
No,
you're in the soup kitchen.
No, they got a specific name, chanko or something like that.
Chanko nabe.
Chanko nabe.
Chanko nabe is the food.
Yeah. You're just making the chanko nabe.
Oh. Anyways, Lance Agena says that there was a ban on foreign wrestlers. I'm not sure if that's true because there's a lot of foreign wrestlers in there, but he says no current Hawaiian wrestlers, I think.
Oh, Lance.
We don't know.
You are like...
Maybe there's a prodigy, though. Maybe there's like a 16-year-old that's just like, he's going. You never know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe there is a ban, and maybe all the ones who are in.
I think I would imagine most North American like athletes, fighters are more like seduced by MMA than sumo these days.
Yeah, well, there's actually a lot of good Hawaiian MMA fighters.
Right.
One of them's a champ at the 145 weight division. Max Holloway, he's amazing.
Right.
He's really good. And BJ Penn is like a legend there who's now retired. Well, should be retired. And he was a champ in his time. So, yeah, there's... And me, you know what? I'll admittedly say I watch... This has been a joke all weekend. I watch 808 Scraps.
I was about to ask you about that.
And I think it... I mean... So there's
is that a domain name?
It was like on YouTube. Like you can find 808 Scraps. It's just like 808's the area code, and they fight, right?
It has a great area code,
and it's been around for a while. And I don't know how prevalent it is anymore, but people in Hawaii like to fight so much that they document it. You know what I mean? Like street fighting. It's not like, yeah, there's a fight here, and someone accidentally catches it because they're in the right place at the right time. These are kids who fight on the street. And that thing is ready. There's cameras at the ready.
There it is, 808 Scraps.
Yeah.
But it's only got 146 subscribers.
No, I don't think that's the right one because I think it's kind of big.
This is called Hawaiian 808 Scraps.
There's probably a whole bunch. Like I'm gonna guess there's a whole bunch because I've seen it and it was big. Like there was a lot of viewers. So I was watching these guys fight for years now. Like, it's like high school kids and maybe kids not in school. It's not like adults fighting. Most of it's like high school aged, and maybe a little bit more. I used to watch that a lot, and there must be a culture of fighting there. Yeah, because there used to be a lot.
Wasn't there another channel that you had mentioned other than 808 Scraps?
Oh, man, I don't remember anymore. I mean, there was a thing called Hungry Hungry Hawaiians who they did something wrong on Instagram, and I heard it's now called Ho, or is it Ho? Hungry Hungry Hawaiians? And there was a lot of fighting on there sometimes. But, there's just a lot of Hawaiian fighting. Take my word for it.
There is a Facebook page called 808 Scraps.
Yeah, there's a lot. They like to fight. I think there's a culture of combat, mutual combat. Because I don't know how much they really hate each other. I don't think they're friends, but I mean, there's fights, and it just seems like there's more fights and more fights. And on this island, if you get in a fight with somebody, you're going to see them again. It's not like, oh, I'll never see that guy again.
Yeah. Well, earlier during the trip, you were kind of like asking about what it's like to date
dating on the island. Sure. I think so. First off, I asked one of I think it was Zales or Zales.
Zales.
Yeah. And I asked him, hey, when you look at like one of those dating apps, don't you see people like a lot? Mm-hmm. And I think he said, yeah, you do. But and then and also it's one of those things. Yeah, I think I mentioned it would be a fact that when you date somebody, that they dated one of your friends or somebody ultimately. And I think I said, hey, yeah, a female might have 8 boyfriends at a certain time. Mm-hmm. You might know like 3 of those dudes.
Right.
And if you're dating that person, you're going to have shared that. Did you just make a mouth noise?
Like, yep.
Oh, I thought you were doing ASMR, ASMR. I thought you were doing. Anyway, so that'd be a reality of dating on that island is there's limited stock.
Yeah,
there's limited supply.
Yeah, well, and, actually, I was curious about what's the population of Oahu? I mean, that's a big. I mean, for a tiny island, there's a shit ton of people there.
But we saw a lot of tourists, right?
Well, I mean, that's because where we were at.
Yeah.
But there's an influx of Japanese people and mainland people constantly moving.
953,207.
That is not a small town.
Not a small town, but how many of those are available single females of a certain age, I guess?
Even if it was a fifth.
A fifth?
Let's just say a fifth.
It's probably less than that, but okay.
Of available single people.
Okay.
So
there's a lot, but we're talking about, but everyone's clustered in groups of, your friends. I mean,
right.
Are you going to, would you go to maybe hit on the classical music, female single classical music society? It's like maybe you'll never run into them. These are all friends of peers and whatever, right? So you roll in this circle and it's like, oh, I'm going to go on a date with her, but she dated 6 of my friends and, that's how it is. That's life. You got to accept that, I guess.
So.
I did mention that, you can try to search on the other side of the island. Maybe there's some untapped markets there,
right.
But I think I mentioned that and they said, oh, that's something that they can do or they do. But they also said, what is it, Zales? He said that they do check if they're related, possibly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure once in a while they probably do.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, it's like looking in a mirror.
Is there an app for that? Did they have an app? Did he mention an app?
I don't know, but I imagine that there's some kind of thing in or in isolated kind of, populations or somewhat isolated populations where.
Yeah. Oh, I heard that there is an app for it in, I want to say Iceland or Norway or something like
right.
some area. I saw something online, a story about that.
Yeah.
Where there are. It is there.
Maybe Iceland would make sense just because it's a small kind of little island, and
but nonetheless, I thought that was interesting. Is the fact that we're not used to thinking that way. That there's high probability anyone you go on a date with is hooked up with one of your friends, maybe not too long ago,
right?
And you have to be both of you have to mutually be already in agreement that you can't worry about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you've got to have that agreement among all of your friends that, hey, if I go on a date with this person, she might have dated 3 of my friends, and it's like you all have to be okay with it because I'm okay with it, type of thing. You know?
Right. Right.
Like, everyone has to already know. Maybe that's mutually known there. Like, they already have that agreement that there is no weirdness. Like, we all have to like
Right.
accept it. That's just how it
The
is.
quote unquote bros before hoes argument does not work in fucking Oahu.
That's because there's just not enough supply, you know? You know what I'm saying? Maybe? I'm just wondering if there's an agreement. Lance, you're from the island, I think. You know? Is that how it works, dude? Explain.
Yeah.
Write us back a sentence, and I'd like to know if that's like a thing, because it's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
I mean, like, let's say you're into punk rock.
maybe
Okay,
there's like
you
a
know?
certain like window
really-
of time. Like, how long has it been since that relationship has been around for? And
Well, here, maybe, what is the moratorium here, would you guess, if there was such thing? I mean, let's just say regular people, not you, but regular people.
what are you saying?
I always say for you, it'd be like, about 2 weeks. That's cool. 3 months. Oh, yeah, that's enough. No, I would think it's like, I feel like it'd be years here.
No, I would agree with years.
Oh, you would? Okay.
I would agree with the year. I would agree with years.
Okay.
I would say 5 years.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
5
like,
years.
you know, if my friend, you know, if a friend of mine wants to, like, you know, date someone, and it just kind of, or if it ends up dating a friend of someone I dated,
Right,
and it
right,
was
right.
like, and it's just an organic kind of thing,
Yeah.
you know, then like, yeah, okay, well, you know, 5 years, hopefully, you know,
Right.
like things will have.
See,
like,
in Hawaii,
changed.
I wonder if it's 1 year, like regular. Like, you wouldn't say that if you were living on that island and you were born there and raised there. All your friends, maybe everyone's got a much lower time, because you're just going to be single forever if not. You know, maybe that's how it has to work.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a year and people are just like, okay,
Maybe
brah,
maybe
get over it, brah. You know,
Right.
I don't know. Lance, dude. Lance wrote, this is the cringiest episode ever. But come on, man. Explain it. Tell us the gospel. What did you do in your younger years? Because I think you're married, right? I think. But what did you do? Like, how did that work? You know, I'm so curious. What? You know? What did you do? Like, how did you, you know, like, when you dated somebody and you knew that they dated your buddy, what happens, man? You know? And he said, please don't talk in pigeon ever again. I'm not trying. I just said the word bra.
Yeah, they say that here in California.
I know. Yeah, they do say that here, you know? But here it's more bruh. Bruh. But,
Hey, brah.
yeah. Anyway. Oh my God. Anyways, yeah, it's cringy, but you know, this is what we think about, because you know, we want to know what the differences are between
Like
my
living in
life-
that kind of environment versus living in our environment.
because that's like a closed circuit situation, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you're into punk rock, I mean, how many female, if you want to date someone that's into your music, how many people are into punk rock that's single and available? You know, like, or if you're
Maybe you're just not that picky. You know what I mean? Like, you know, maybe.
so you end up with your friends' ex-girlfriends because you're not that picky, right?
Well, no, not maybe it's not like, oh, I'm only going to date someone who's like
Ideally
associated with this fucking scene.
not. Oh, ideally not, but maybe, you know, if you are, I mean, there's plenty who are, I'm sure, and you're gonna date your friend's ex-girlfriend or whatever it is, like, soon. You might be eyeballing that shit while it's going on. That's really bad. I don't know. You know, I'm not sure.
I don't know. I mean,
It is-
you know,
like I said,
I
it's way
can't
more-
I can't wrap my head around that because I just don't like have that, you know, freaking mentality.
I don't
You know, about like, you know, like whenever like whenever like I'm hanging out with a friend who has an attractive girlfriend, I am not thinking like, I'm gonna fucking tap that shit.
Oh no, I hope
No,
not.
you know, like that's not even like, you
That's-
know,
yeah.
on the that's not even like that's not even on the fucking menu.
Yeah, that's breaking. That's bad.
You know, fucking like,
I don't know.
you know, if you know, married people, like, not even something I consider.
Right.
You know, like,
Right.
you know, but like maybe, you know, maybe it is a little bit different in like, you know, isolated kind of environments.
Yeah.
But like every environment is in its own weird way kind of
small
isolated.
towns, right? So I have a cousin who lives in what's Arroyo Grande, right? That's near San Luis Obispo,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
In that town, everyone gets married kind of young, as far as I know, because he's a grandfather at 39. He became a grandfather, meaning he had kids young, got married. His kid got married and had a kid.
I dated a girl from Rio Grande.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So I mean,
Did you guys get? You didn't. Is she married now?
Yeah, she was married for a while, but
But nonetheless, it just seemed like it when I was there. I was like, oh, people here get married young, from what I saw. At least in that,
because it's 15 minutes away from San Luis Obispo,
Oh, is that close?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fucking people get.
They're kind of like small town people, so they kind of stay in this, like a very small radius. I think.
I mean,
I'm in LA only a few hours away, and they don't even come down here.
I know in say San Luis Obispo, which is a population of 50,000.
Right.
With
a college.
With a university.
Right.
Cal Poly students usually dated Cal Poly students, and I think locals kind of hooked up with locals.
Right.
Yeah.
You definitely dated your friends' ex-ladies, or vice versa, right? At some point. Not you, but I'm saying is if you, if you're a townie, you probably did, right? If you lived in the town, you probably did. It had to have happened.
I think it definitely, I
Sorry, this conversation is useless, man. What's the point of this? But there's no point in any of this, and I could be completely wrong. But I think it's just funny. Sorry, Hawaii. I'm not. What a twisted viewpoint. I'm probably wrong. But we did bring it up, and I do know that I did bring it up. So
actually, now that I think about it, yeah, locals, if you're dating a local, then you're going to know a bunch of people that they've hooked up with.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just life. But I'm just wondering how easy they just got to get over it faster, maybe, than in a bigger city. Maybe. Yeah. Anyways, Lance is just not giving us the goods, man.
Oh,
He's saying it's not that closed of a system. He said he never had to deal with dating friends' exes. And he said, admittedly, there are communities where kids got to get out, though. But I think I did once have this conversation with Chad from Crappy Kids. And I asked him that, and he said, yep, you have to get over that. I asked him this.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think I asked him this maybe a year ago or more.
Makes fucking sense.
Because I was curious. So you just got to get over it.
Yeah.
But if you can't get over it, then you're not going to date that person.
Right.
And you're losing out, on a whatever opportunity of some sort, I don't know.
There is a lot of mental illness all over this world.
Sure.
So, what can you do?
Yeah. Cringy.
Wow. Eric Nakamura, sometimes I take it to one place, and sometimes you take it to another place.
I don't know. I was curious, man.
I mean, it is kind of, there's a lot to think about. When you sit down and kind of you see a situation, you see an environment, and you kind of start playing out things in your mind, and you just kind of sit and go whoa, is that what's really fucking like?
Yeah. Well, we just don't live there, and I'm not used. I guess San Luis. It's just because it's an island, man.
It's a fucking island. It is a fucking island.
Yeah, it's an island. It is you got to fly in and fly out. It's not like you drive in and drive out. You're flying in, flying out. It's an expensive plane ticket.
Yeah.
People aren't just freely leaving and coming in and all that stuff.
So, you can fucking always get that,
There's a limitation.
That credit card from Hawaiian Airlines and
60,000 miles if you sign up on the plane.
Yep.
Plus one extra 1,000 miles for I forgot what reason, but yeah.
Man, get the fuck out.
Yeah. Cancel the card soon after. Yes. That's exactly it.
That's what they're trying to do there, man. Fucking get that credit card, get those miles, get that plane right out of
what? You're right. There's no excuse not to leave or you can just get a credit card, get them points, and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that, man.
Yeah.
Like they were offering it on the fucking trips on the way there and on the trips on the way back.
And we saw it at the night market.
Yeah, fucking there was a line like going through the entire fucking shopping center of people trying to get these fucking
Tote bag.
tote bags.
Yeah, free Hawaiian Airline tote bag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, as long as you fucking either have a card or are willing to apply for one.
Yeah.
You know, like that line.
That's true. You had to have a card already to get that. And I was just thinking, well, we were just gonna. You thought of just jumping.
Yeah,
in the
I was just
line.
like, I saw the line and I'm like, this looks like fun. There may be something good.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't have got anything. We would have got to the front and been like, "Do you have the card?" We'd be like, "No," like literally, no, we don't have the card. But that means everybody in line had the card.
Yeah,
Just about.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Or we're ready to apply.
Ugh.
You know.
And then get stuck with a card. Oh,
Well, just because you have a card doesn't mean you have to use it.
that's true. Most people don't understand that. That's the problem. That's why there's people in debt.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, man, we basically went ape. We went, we went far on this one. We did cover 2 hours.
Wow.
Amazingly.
Nice. I mean, there's
What's that?
outside of the fucking like art thing, there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, and I don't know if we got the. I mean, there's answers I want to hear, and there's answers that I'm getting. I want those answers I want to hear. I want to hear the dirty, and Lance, you're just too clean, man.
Yeah.
I want to hear the dirty.
He's a married man. He's looking forward.
Yeah.
He's not looking back.
But I'm glad we did have a person on the island listening to us and making comments, which is an honor.
Yes. Thank you,
Now,
Lance.
where are the others, though?
Yeah.
They'll listen later.
Yeah, where are you, Chad? I thought you were a buddy. We even fucking gave you props on this show.
I think Chris Zales from the Flesh Hour also he's a I think no, it's like Chris Zales or it's the other one, Chris Belidia. I think he listens. He's a fan. He listens to us. So it's
I like both of the Chris's.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
definitely good peeps.
Thank you.
know.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you Hawaii too.
Yeah.
Whoever gave us a second. Thank you.
Oh, and then we even had people who worked at the fucking hotel.
Oh, thank them too.
Yeah,
Lovely.
the
first moment we got there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh, we got some gifts. We go back to the room and there's water and beer.
Yeah, but then when you're on your way out, there was a girl that did artwork and pins and all the other stuff
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
gave you a bunch of stuff, and it was
Hyatt Place. Props to Hyatt Place.
Yeah.
But thank you to them. Angeline was her name.
Yeah.
And there was a woman named Erin. Those two were both very nice to us at the hotel.
Yeah.
And they knew what was up.
They
so-
were
spoke-
hustling their
yeah,
art
yeah,
to you.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Yeah.
So fucking, it was a good time.
Yeah.
I hope
sure
we can
was.
do it again.
All right. Anyone with a venue?
With a warehouse.
Tell
with
us. Say hi.
Yeah, that's it doesn't have to be in the middle of a shopping district.
Yeah.
It could be a little bit removed.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No garages though. We don't want you to open your garage where your car's at, and then we do an art show in that garage. Nah, that kind, not a garage like that. Lance again says, "Thank God it's over." Oh.
Wah, wah, wah.
Awesome. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah.